Kateschwanke and welcome to my channel. Today I have a new review for you featuring this beautiful Buick Enclave Avenir, and I can't wait to show you guys some of the great features of this vehicle. My family and I have been really loving it, and this is actually a really great family car. We are a family of 5, so this actually works perfect for our needs, and I can't wait to show you guys around. Today I actually have my husband Tim helping me film this, so say hi.
What's happening?
He's going to go over all the interior cool stuff, like features that are on the dashboard and things like that, and I'm going to go over more of like looks of the car and interior upholstery and things like that. So the very first thing I want to talk to you guys about is this cool key that comes with your car.
This is the remote key. We'll just go over a few of the basic features that this has. Let me just first show you real quick. This does actually have a key inside of it. You can press that button and it pulls out if you ever did need to access the car. Alright, so you have your standard unlock button up here on the top right. If you hit that twice, that'll open up the liftgate in the back of the car. You have your lock right there. This is for your remote start. Then you have your panic alarm button right there as well. So as you can see, just do a quick thing right there. Works great. And right here, let's say I had the car locked and we were going into a store or something, so walking out, if I were to just press the lock button, hold this for 4 seconds. And there's a remote start.
A great thing about having a remote key is that as long as you have this on your person, like in your pocket or your diaper bag or whatever, as long as you have this on you, you can just open the car with a touch instead of even pushing any buttons. So as long as you push this once, you can push it one more time and it actually unlocks all the doors. If you push it once, it only unlocks the first one, and you push it one more time when you're all done and it locks the whole car. So let's go ahead inside. I can't wait to show you guys what the interior looks like because it is beautiful and we really love it. So this is what it looks like. This is the interior of the Enclave Avenir. You get this beautiful chestnut colored leather on the sides here, as well as on the seats and on the dashboard. So my husband's going to get some really good close-up looks for you guys real quick. I actually love these seats. They are super comfortable besides being gorgeous with this leather color, but they're very, very comfortable, and you can actually adjust it to each person that wants to drive this car. So for this car, I have a setting for myself and for my husband. We are very different in size. I'm 5'2", he's 6 foot, so we definitely need to have different settings on our seats, and you can do that easily by pushing here. This is my setting, and the seat is right now adjusting to the way I like it. I'm very, very short. So I already have the seat leaned back a little bit. It brought my seat up before it was set to his setting. The great thing about this seat is that you can adjust it here. You have a lumbar support back here. This part moves the seat back forward and back, and then this part brings your seat further up or further back. And this car actually has tons of space. Like, we had our child's convertible car seat rear facing back here. We still had a few inches in between our seats and the baby's car seat, even with my husband having it where he likes it. So that's just a great feature for parents. So also in this particular model, we have the heated and ventilated seats. So that is super easy to do too. We will bring you over here later and my husband will talk about it a little bit more, but you definitely have heated and ventilated up front. And then on the second row, we actually have heated seats for that set of passengers. So when we are done with car seats, our kids will get to enjoy that feature as well. The next thing I want to go over is over here. You have your locking buttons here. You have your modes here for your seats. Right here you have your mirror settings. So you would just click whichever mirror you want to work with, do sides and up and down, and then you can change it over to this one if you want. You also have your locking mechanisms for the windows. It's kind of like a child safety lock for the windows, and you have child safety locks in this car as well. This particular button here allows you to fold your mirrors in when you're parked, so that it's as simple as just touching that button before you leave the car, and you can also do it from your remote key as well. And then over here you have your regular windows up and down buttons. Down here you actually have a very cool feature on this car, and you can set your trunk to open at the maximum height, or like us, we actually decided to keep it at 3/4 because we didn't want the trunk door opening up into the garage door. We had a lot of trouble with that with our last car, and I love that we can put it at 3/4 because now we don't have to worry about our trunk opening up into the garage door and getting damaged. So to start this car, it's super simple. All you have to do is put your foot on the brake and push the engine start-stop button. And it starts very quickly and very smoothly. So I actually really like the steering wheel that comes with this car. It is leather on this part here, and then you have a nice wooden piece up the top here. And I love how grippy that is. I didn't think it was going to be when we first got this, but it really is, and I don't feel like I'm ever going to slip off of it, so I really like that. On the steering wheel here, you can control your sound, which also this car includes Bose sound system speakers. If you have your car linked up with your phone via Bluetooth, then you can actually access Siri if you have an iPhone like we do. And all you have to do is press and hold this button for a few seconds, and then Siri will pop up instead of the actual car. So you can talk to her to call somebody. So that is really handy. I personally love that. So as I mentioned, this car actually has some gorgeous leather in here. You have this beautiful chestnut brown leather that goes over the dashboard, the side of the car, and this really generously sized armrest. I love it. You can actually fit a whole gallon of milk in the very bottom if you don't have the tray on top. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what that looks like. I have the first tier here is sunglasses and just things that I want to grab quickly, and under that you can easily move this. I have a iPad mini down in there and my checkbook, but you could totally fit like a whole gallon of milk in there. That's how big it is. So that is super handy. Besides that, I just love how simple all the buttons and features are on the dashboard, and also here. I love that it has like a hideaway cup holder, and it's super easy to access. You just push, and then you have two cup holders up here, and then you can push it back. This is also very interesting. One of the things I actually really like about this mechanism, because I'm not really sure what to call it, but it's really cool. You can park with just the touch of a button instead of having to like maneuver. The way it works is more like a joystick than anything else that I can think of to explain this. So there's a button that you push on the side here, and you have to do that in order to go into reverse, which is up and to the left. And now my husband will go over that in just a minute, but that is how you get into reverse. So if you're in reverse and you want to go into drive, all you have to do is just push this back like that, and you are ready to go. And if you want to park, all you have to do is press that park button. It's super easy. And when you're done, all you have to do is press the engine start stop. One of my absolute favorite things about this car is the rear view mirror. And I thought at first that it was just a regular mirror, but you can actually, well, right now I can see just fine. I can see where my kids are and things, but if I want to back up and do everything a little bit differently, there's actually a camera on the back of the vehicle which is linked to this mirror, and all you have to do to access that is to flip it like that. So now we can see all my neighbors' cars. But it's super duper clear. I love that. You can actually drive with this on the whole time if you want. If you have a lot of stuff in the back of your trunk and you can't see your window, then this is a really awesome option. One of the things I absolutely love about this car is just how great you can see everybody from the passenger seat or even the driver's seat. You have so much space. I can even see clearly into the very back row, which is pretty far back there because this car actually feels more like a minivan on the inside, the way it's set up and how much space you have. It's great. It's like owning a minivan without having a minivan, which was kind of my goal. So I love that. Another great thing about this car is that you actually have two moonroofs. In the very front one here, and actually the back one too, they're manual openings. So you have to clip it and then it can slide back on its own. And then to open it, you just tap that button there. And it's a fairly generous size opening considering there's two windows in here instead of a panoramic. So, and to close it, you just touch it one more time. And if you want to close it again, you just bring it forward like that and close back up. Next, I'm going to go ahead and let my husband just take over, and he's going to show you guys all the great features on the dashboard here.
All right, so we're going to talk through some of the main things that we really like about the setup with the vehicle itself in terms of safety features, adaptive cruise control, the infotainment system. So one thing that Kate and I both really like is the digital dashboard. You don't find that on a lot of vehicles. due to our previous one, it had the same thing. So this is kind of something that we had really liked in that one and wanted to get it again. That is controlled with the right side of the steering wheel right here. So I could, you know, either press down and go through different trip A, trip B, fuel, oil life remaining. You have your tire pressure for all 4 tires. And you also have your fuel economy over the last 50 miles. You can see what you're averaging, what you're getting. Timer, for whatever reason, I don't know why that's there. And then we usually keep it on the speedometer there. You wanted to change any of that though, you just hit left on the arrow button and go down. You could have your audio if you're listening to over your phone or Pandora. You could go to your phone itself, then your nav. So one thing you can do with that, that's what it looks like. The navigation here is awesome, but that's how it would appear on your actual dashboard itself. So really it's great for, you know, maybe the next turn or something like that, but it's not going to give you
yeah, it's a very small picture of what the navigation looks like. But it's really easy to use. It is.
Going over to the left side, we'll kind of talk through this later on when we take it for a test drive. But just real quick, so adaptive cruise control, you would initiate it right there. It pops up there on the screen there. You can set with the top button right here how far you want your gap to be. There's 3 settings. Right now it's on medium. So I push it again for near and far. Usually we keep it on medium, that's worked really good. If you press this button right here, it goes to just regular cruise control. Hit it again and it goes off. This is your heated steering wheel. Right now it's about 100 degrees out. It's one of the things that both me and Kate really like is Apple CarPlay. Show how that works really quick. I'll plug in Kate's phone.
We actually have 2 USB ports down here too.
Yep, it can work on either one.
Great.
Yep. So right there, simple as one button right there, and then it all pops up. You can control your text messaging, phone, maps. This does have built-in navigation, but a lot of times we'll just plug in the phone real quick and use Apple CarPlay navigation if we're going somewhere. So that's how that works. We'll go back over to the main screen. So you have audio, Bluetooth, Sirius XM, of course your FM, AM radios, all accessed through there. Everything's really responsive, by the way. You hit something, it's almost immediate. Phone if you wanted to call or make a phone call. Navigation works really good. It's actually, I would say, one of the better ones I've ever used. We've used a few different ones the past 5 or 6 years. We used it coming back from where we bought the car, and the thing worked great. And I would say it's just as good as Apple CarPlay navigation or better. Settings for the car itself are all in there. So climate is right here. You know, we can control the rear, adjust everything right there, sync it all. You can, you know, basically everything can be controlled right here if you wanted. Also down here, if I just wanted to make it cooler real quick, there's a couple buttons right there. If I'm not even in the screen, I can just hit that button and it will take me to my climate screen. We haven't really messed around with this too much, but it's really easy to learn. So I'm gonna go back to the main screen. This is kind of cool. It already has a weather. There are multiple apps that you can download onto this thing. This is the one that came with the car for weather. It's pretty cool. I mean,
yeah,
if you go to the map,
not bad.
And we were coming back from where we bought it, and it shows all the rain.
Yeah, hold on, let me get a little closer to that.
Obviously, there's a lot going on with that screen, so it's a little bit slower than the rest of them, but
yeah, it gives you all your information over here.
You can see it on the map,
yep.
And then you know, it works good.
Helps you plan your trip a little bit better.
Then you have Wi-Fi, 4G LTE.
I
think we get like 3 gigabytes right now or something if we wanted to continue the data plan. Going back up to the top, Katie already talked about that. That's pretty cool. I really like that. I usually just ride with that the entire way if we're driving somewhere. And it's a really wide picture and very, very clear as well.
It is very clear, which helps make up for what he's going to talk about next.
One of the things that is a little bit different from our previous car is the clarity of the backup camera. This one is awesome, but the backup camera itself, I think they could have done a little bit better job with that. One of the things it does have that we like a lot is a 360-degree camera. To access that, you would just click the camera button, immediately goes into it, or if you go into reverse, it'll automatically go to the screen. So you have the 360-degree camera, the top-down view, and the backup camera view displayed on the same thing. Our last car didn't do that. So it's nice that it has both of them there. I think it's definitely big enough and you get to see enough. Clarity could be better, but it's still good.
On the back camera too?
And then obviously that's controlled with the steering wheel itself. You have front and rear parking sensors in this that actually vibrate the seat if you're getting close to something. If you're parking, every time you pull into the garage, it'll vibrate a little bit and getting close to the end where we park it. So speaking of parking the vehicle in the garage, it does have home link. So I set this up I think a couple days ago now. It was pretty easy. But we set it up in position 1, so I'll just push that and activates our garage door opener there. So going through some of the things that The goal for us with this vehicle was to find something that had pretty much as many safety features as our last vehicle. Captain's chairs.
Definitely, the captain's chairs was a must-have for us. Our last car had a second row with 3 seats, and then it had 2 seats in the very back, which was great. We got a ton of trunk space out of that. But for our family now, I feel like this is the best setup for us, and we have tons of space. This car has a lot more space on the inside part than our other car did. So
yeah, the captain's chairs was big. And then another thing, like the premium gas, it doesn't take premium gas. You can just put regular in. So it has the adaptive cruise control. It has lane keep assist as well, and then we'll show you that later. But I think it's actually better than our last car in terms of how it works with the road, sensing the lines of the road, and then it doesn't jerk you back. It just nice slow, puts you back on where you need to be. Automatic reverse braking, so if you're backing up and it senses something behind you, it'll brake the car. It does have the front and rear parking sensors, but it does not park itself for you, so that's one thing that you may see in other vehicles. Other than that, there's a whole bunch of different features that has all the safety things. They work great so far. So another cool thing that it has is wireless charging. Just gonna throw my phone down there real quick, right in that spot. It should come on here in a second. There it is. It's worked really good so far, and actually charges up pretty quick. Oh yeah, blind spot indicators on the mirrors. You can kind of see a little emblem there in the top right. That's where the light will come on there if something's in your blind spot. It's worked great so far.
now let's go ahead into the second row and the third row. I want to show you guys just how much space you have back here, because it's a lot. These car doors actually open pretty far too, so you can actually see you have a ton of space to get in and out. And I want to show you later how this seat moves. You can actually have a car seat in it, and it can move forward, so you can let people into the back row without actually unattaching the seat. I believe that's called their Smart Glide system, and it's just so perfect for us parents. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I fit into this seat right here. And these second row seats are actually very comfortable. Especially for a second row. I think they're almost as comfortable as the front row, so I really like that. And also back here you have 2 USB ports right here, so if your second row passenger has a tablet or even a Nintendo system or something that they want to charge while they're on the go, then you have the ability to charge that. You also have a 120 volt outlet to the left of it as well, so you could totally plug something that requires that type of outlet. And then you have your controls back here as well as the second row passenger. One of my favorite things about the second row is these vents. So if you are a second row passenger in this seat, you can adjust this. If you're an adult, if you're not an adult and you are strapped to a car seat, you can't reach this, which I really like, because I don't want my toddler or my 4-year-old being able to change this. I want it to be right where I want it. And for my baby, this was my favorite part. This is where my baby sits. And he is in a rear-facing car seat. This actually can blow right down into his car seat, and I did not have that option in my other car. The other car had it right here, and that never went down into his car seat to cool him off, and he was always getting sweaty. And now I don't have that problem, and I just feel so much better as a mom that he is getting enough airflow. So that was super important to me. So I love those. Now the actual middle area here is not too bad as far as space goes, but I'm going to show you guys how I fit back here. Very simple. I'm in the middle seat right now, but these seats do move forward if you need extra space back here. So if you have a 6-foot guy sitting back here, you could definitely get that leg room that you need. Also back here you have 2 cup holders, one on each side, and then you have like a little snack tray type of area. Or maybe if you have like a little game system or something, you can put that here. And then you have a USB port on each side as well. So that is just great. I'll just go ahead and sit in one of these side seats for you guys. Now this does fold in 2 different parts. You have the single seat over here, can fold down by itself. And then you have this seat and this seat fold down together as well. So when you have all 3 down, you have tons of trunk space. If you have a child sitting over here like we do, then we can actually put this piece down and have a little bit of extra trunk space for other things like groceries. So that's really great too. The middle seat actually takes the seatbelt from the ceiling, which is not my favorite, but I love that you still have 3 seats back here. The other 2 have them coming out from here and from here. But this is a very comfortable third row too. So before we get into the cargo area, I wanted to go over 3 of the features that they have on the back of this car here that are actually pretty cool. The first one being this trailer tow package that's included with this car, and you can tow a trailer up to 5,000 pounds. The second one being this camera here. This is actually the backup cam that we showed you earlier on the rear view mirror. So this will give you a very clear picture of behind you, even if you have stuff piled up in the back of your car and you can't see out of your window. This is perfect for that. The third thing is this hands-free liftgate down here. So actually at night, if you're trying to find it and you're not sure where to kick, it actually illuminates up on the ground here with the Buick sign, and it's pretty cool. So I'll show you guys real quick. So if you have stuff all in your arms and you're trying to put in groceries or you're holding a child, then this is perfect for that. It's hands-free. So this also looks like it's a little bit low, but that's because we set it to the 3/4, if you remember from what we said earlier. As you guys can see, the cargo area actually has quite a bit of space. We have our full-size Velcro Baby Snap 4 stroller in here. We could move it even more this way and give us more space. You could put it on its side and give you extra space that way too. So this does have a lot of space, as you guys can see. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this so I can show you a little bit more of the cargo space underneath the mat there. So as we mentioned before, we do have the accessory package, which includes these weather mats. But under here, you have another compartment for storage. And that is a decent sized space. So if you have a baby carrier or any other thing that you want to throw in here that's gonna fit, this is, if you guys can see, this is pretty good size. You could fit a ton of stuff down. The cool thing about this third row is that if you want to put the seats down, you don't actually have to touch the seats. You can just push the button over here and it electronically goes down. So I press the left button down and it goes all the way down. You guys can already see you have a ton of space back here. I'm going to go ahead and do the right seat as well. So that is so much space. You can fit tons of stuff back here. Now, besides putting them down electronically, you can actually bring them back up electronically as well. So this is what the car seats look like when they're installed in the car. This is a Diono Radiant RXT. And then over here I have a Clek Fllo. So that's how they look. They fit really, really great in there. We also usually put my son's booster seat in the far back. And next, my husband wants to show you this really, really cool feature.
So this is the Smart Glide system, which enables somebody to get into the back rear seat there while the car seat is still attached to the seat here. So all you're gonna do, put your hand right here, apply that, and then push it forward. And then right about there, should be good. And then you can easily access the rear seat there, even with a car seat attached.
That's a really great feature for us parents. We don't want to have to remove an entire car seat just to get to the back row.
I'm a pretty big guy, so
yeah. My husband will show you guys how he fits back there. He's 6 foot, and this is how he fits in the third row. He still has some headroom too.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, it's close, but
right now it's not touching.
Yeah,
you know?
That's really good.
If you wanted,
and that's the middle.
Plenty of room.
He
there.
has plenty of leg room in the middle.
It's pretty far back right
Yeah,
now.
I think that seat is as far back, right?
Yeah,
as
pretty
it
close.
goes.
I think maybe just a little bit, but my knees are just about touching. But that's, like I said, and it's for this back spot. Okay. And then to push it back, right here. And that's it.
Simple as that.
Yep. All right, we're ready to go on a quick test drive here. I'm throw my cell phone in the wireless charging. Let's see if that picks it up here. Still working. Yep, there it is.
There we go.
So,
we also have all 3 kids with us. There's my 4-year-old. In the back we have my 7-year-old, and then over here.
Jensen's waving.
Hi,
You wanna
Jensen.
wave?
And then we have my 1-year-old in his seat over there too.
All right.
Everybody's very comfortable.
All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to show off as we back up first what the camera actually looks like with the surround view 360 degree, and also the backup camera itself.
We did real good when the video started.
That's right.
So we can have run after us.
We're gonna have some child commentary on this part of the video.
Probably.
I'm not having fans.
So there we go.
All right, just bring that on.
My husband likes to drive with this camera on instead of having the mirror down. But it's pretty cool.
It's one of the things that me and Kate both agree on. Number one, the handling, very, very smooth. As you're in turns, there's no sway with the car. It's just very, very smooth as it goes throughout the entire turn. Acceleration is actually really good. It has a V6. I think just over about 310 horsepower. So we're about to get on the highway here. Just give it a little bit of power here. medium.
He's putting us at 2 car lengths in between this guy on the adaptive
that's
cruise
about 2.
control.
Still back to stop very, very slowly. It's very easy to use them, figure out, like, I didn't read anything, just kind of mess with it a little bit. And it just does everything, like, it, you know, nothing super aggressive, I think, unless you need it. It's like when we got behind that guy, it braked us pretty, fairly good.
It did, yeah.
But usually, there's blind spot indicator, you can kind of see that.
And I'm sure if somebody were to cut us off, it would do the same thing.
That's 3 car lengths right there, so it's pretty much set.
That's 3 car lengths in between.
The next thing we're going to do, we're going to take it for a drive at night. That way we can get a good idea of how the headlights work along with the brights. See exactly how they perform.
So we're on a little night drive, and I wanted to quickly show you guys that each row back there has its own touch lights, and you can have both on or you can have just one on if you want.
Hi.
So I love that. Hi, buddy.
Alright, so we're testing out the headlights here. This does have auto, like, high beam control as well, which is kind of really cool. So it actually controls it, and then it will sense right there, it just went auto, and put the brights on for us automatically. And then if another car were to start coming towards us, it would sense it and the lights would go back to normal. So you can see these are actually pretty good.
Yeah, they are. I can see pretty far off.
Let's see how it looks around here.
There we go. You can see a lot better now that we're not on a curve. They go pretty far down.
Yeah, they do. You also have auto dimming rearview mirror, and also
That's right. We can't see
each of
them
these
right
mirrors
now,
as
but it's too dark to show them. But they do, if there is somebody behind us, those side mirrors do auto dim. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. And if you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe while you're here if you're new. And if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching!